Greetings, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. The greetings of Jesus. Peace be unto you. How many of y'all know that's the greetings of Jesus? Assalamu alaikum. And how many of y'all knew it means peace be unto you? They translated that exactly right. So I come here briefly to talk about maintaining your sanity. This is the Sane Society Channel. So what else would I be talking about? We bring it straight from the mind of God, uncut, uncensored. When I receive it, if it's something that's steady on my mind, it means I got to talk about it. And that's what you should do as well. This is a perfect forum to express your thoughts if it can benefit others. If it's not going to benefit others, it's best to keep it to yourself until it can be transmutated into something positive. There's a scripture I'm going to read for you. Prepare you for this discussion that we're about to have. Oh, how's everybody out there, by the way? I try to remember to greet everyone as I like to be greeted when people start talking to me. If you just come up to me and start talking without giving a greeting, you get no response from me. I'll just look at you and say, I'm not going to talk to this insane person. I'm a sane person. I don't have a conversation with insanity. Greet people before you start talking to them. That's a sign of sanity. You may not want them to engage in the conversation. They might want them to listen, but have the courtesy to acknowledge them with a greeting. You greet your dogs, don't you? Yeah, greet dogs. You see your dogs, you greet them. You greet your animals. Greet each other. I want you to find the scripture and read it as well. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the law. Oh, that's what Lord means, the law. And against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sat in the heavens shall laugh. The law hath set them in diversion. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. It will declare the decree. The law has said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathens for thine inheritance, and the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession. Ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the innermost parts of the earth for thy possession. What did that mean? The heathen for thy inheritance. Hmm. What's a heathen? A heathen, if I'm not mistaken, is a godless person. Person who has no morals, no sense of values, no sense of identity, violates the laws of creation, natural law. So who want to inherit? Who want his inheritance? So the people who are getting this inheritance don't have anything, because it says here, "We give the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession." So they look like this is a scripture trying to justify enslaving another people or imprisoning another people to take away their inheritance and giving and taking their possessions. Now, what kind of God would do that? This is what he's telling them to do. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a porter vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. So these are judges that God didn't set up, they set up themselves, remember? Serve the law with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, S-U-N, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way when his wrath is kindled. But when his wrath is kindled, meaning it's going getting hotter and hotter, but a little, and you perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed for all they who put their trust in him. This is really speaking in codes. They're talking about trusting in the law, not in the Lord, not in the landlord, the one who's ruler of the land, but in the law. Somebody was speaking to me the other day, part of the experience he had in where he lives at. So I was trying to comfort him because he says that he's in a predominantly white area, and he feel like, it was hard to make friends there, or if he go out, people always shut their doors and wouldn't talk. And he just said he's thinking about moving his family. What did I think? I say, where you moving to? He said, it's another place further up the road. I said, is it going to be any different? You know, you have to create your own community. You can't think you're going to move into somebody else's community. Yeah, it's their community. And they're united because they have things in common. You are seen as a disruptor in their community because you don't look like them. You are seen as a disruptor in their community because you have nothing in common with them. That's what kindness means. What do you thought kindness meant? Kindness meant, from the scriptures, you have things in common. God created each to his own kind. Birds of a feather flock together. So if someone not showing kindness to you, you shouldn't be upset. It just shows you're a bird of a different feather. Whether you kind or not. You understand the meaning of the word now? It doesn't mean showing uh, smiling and happiness to another person. That's stupidity. Kindness is being with your own kind. You thought it meant something else. That's why you're upset when you're not accepted and rejoice because you're different. This Bible will help your sanity. Not just melanated people, everyone, because you need to reprogram your mind. You need to see images. You need to see images of divine so-called black people. This is what was hidden from you. There's quite a few books here that was deleted from the King James Bible. And there's 22 added, 22 original 88 books, they say. Might have been more than that. But they included 66. Because that's their number, 6. 6,000 years to rule. Or actually from rule up to destruction. The whole period of his being here is like like you light your lighter, you flick it just for a moment. The fire comes and it goes. 6,000 years is just a drop in the hat. I'm not saying this. This is what the scripture says. His number shall be 6, 6, 6. Now, what number? Who you're speaking of? Because the carbonated man also has the number of 6. That's the element of carbon, is 6. So you have to know who's being spoken about. So try to find people who are like-minded to live around you, especially nowadays, meaning you have kindness among each other. You're one of my kind. Yeah. You share things in common. That's what kindness means. So they're treating you right. They're treating you as not of their kind. So that's not wrong. Matter of fact, that's intelligent. That's intelligence. You call it discrimination. No, 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 no. That's nature. You haven't learned how to practice discrimination. It taught you that was wrong. It's wrong to discriminate. When you go shopping, do you pick the fruit that look bad or do you pick the fruit that look good? If you pick the fruit that look good and not bad, you are discriminating against the fruit. Did you know that? So all these words are created to confuse you. Here I'm talking about white and black. Somebody will come on and say, I'm racist. A word they have created. And they created to put themselves at the top of the pyramid. Pun intended. So how can you use a word you created to put at the top of the pyramid, put yourself at the top of the pyramid, and use it against me? We're talking about a sane society. And I've got quite a few followers. It's increasing. And if anything you agree with, just pass it on. You can stay anonymous, but I have an idea who some of you are. Because when the truth is shared with you, the truth I'm sharing here, it's gonna come out in your speech. And I know you've been listening. That's the whole purpose, is to share another view that you may not know. I gotta do this, man. I'm not 88, but I'm getting close to it. 88 books. Wow. So when they say love each other, you got to be careful what they're talking about because we was in our own. You're supposed to be in your own communities. You're not supposed to be mixed up with everybody else. That's something they created for you. Isn't it? Don't you find it odd that you're the only people who are mixed up with other people affairs in their community? There's yes, theirs because they dominate. But they're not mixed up because they are in control. Who the hell is they? Remember that from the Wild Bunch? I like that movie. Raw savagery and fakery. You ain't never cared about liberating anybody. That's a culture. But they just had to get all these uh, so-called famous actors together. That's what they do to gross a good box office. You get all these actors together and just make up a plot. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Make it about freedom, justice, and equality. Something they have never practiced outside of their own communities. even within their own communities. Man, I'm scared to live in some of their communities, man. Their children are killing their parents. Wow. You want to integrate in that burning house? King said, I'm afraid I've taken my people into a burning house. That was before he was murdered. He had been to the mountain because he had talked to Muhammad, the unrealized Muhammad. And he was told, what are you doing? Don't you know integrating with the enemy is wrong? It's insane. Look at the prophecy. It's going to have to be burnt up. Do you want to be in that house when it burns up? Well, I went over my time, but that's good. It was supposed to be like that. So pass on the knowledge, pay it forward, and receive the reward. Because when you have knowledge and you don't apply it, it's going to be taken from you.